श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजय आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। आप सभी का स्वागत है आज के इस गीता प्रवचन में, और हम अध्ययन कर रहे
We
हैं
welcome all of you to today's Bhagavad Gita class, and we are studying chapter 5, verse number 3.
अर्जुन ने भगवान से प्रश्न किया था।
In the beginning of this chapter, Arjuna had asked
उन्हीं के कर्म
Bhagavan
की प्रशंसा करते हैं,
that you praise Karma Sannyas
कर्म योग की भी प्रशंसा करते हैं।
and also Karma Yoga.
इससे मेरे मन में भ्रम है कि कौन सा ठीक है।
So I am confused regarding what is correct. So please tell me decisively which is superior. So Bhagavan had answered, both are श्रेष्ठ।
निश्रेय से करावो। लेकिन दोनों श्रेष्ठ कहने से तो उसका प्रश्न का उत्तर नहीं आएगा।
But by telling that both are superior, Arjun's question would not be answered.
कर्म संन्यासात् कर्म योगो विशिष्यते।
That's why Bhagavan said that of the two, the yoga of selfless action, the karma yoga, is superior to karma sannyas, the renunciation of action. So this is something that can confuse us. On one side you are telling that both are superior, then you say karma yoga is superior. So there can be confusion in this. So Bhagavan says now why karma yoga is superior. So he speaks 3 verses for this. That what is the importance of karma yoga.
न कांक्षति निर्द्वंद्वो हि महाबाहो सुखम बंधात प्रमुच्यते। हे महाबाहो, जो कर्मयोगी न
Translation:
कभी किसी से
The karma yogi who never hates nor desires anything should be understood as one established in renunciation at every moment, even in the midst of action, O mighty armed, because the person who is free from duality is easily liberated from bondage.
तो यहाँ भगवान कर्मयोग का महत्व
So
बताते
here
हुए कहते हैं,
Bhagavan is telling the importance of karma yoga,
होता है तो बाहरी वेश बदलता है।
and he says that when
प्रथा है कि
takes sannyas, he changes his dress.
वानप्रस्थ फिर संन्यास आश्रम,
So this is the system from brahmachari to grihastha, then vanaprastha, then sannyas. And in sannyas ashram, the saffron cloth is worn.
को नित्य सन्यासी बताते हैं,
But Bhagavan is telling that a karma yogi is nitya sannyasi. The sannyasi is not nitya sannyasi, he has accepted sannyas.
विशेष विधि उपयोग नहीं की जाती है।
But here, for taking sannyas, any special vidhi is not followed. So this is called nitya sannyasi. So if this is nitya sannyas, that means the sannyas that we call generally, that is naimittika sannyas. It is taken with a nimitta. Like Arjuna also wanted to take sannyas.
श्रेयो भक्तुम भक्ष्यम अपि है लोके, के इन महानुभावों को जो मेरे गुरुजन हैं,
His point was that my Gurujanas, Shri Dronacharya and Shri Bhishma, instead of killing them, better I live by sustaining on begging.
मतलब मैं संन्यास ग्रहण
So, begging there refers to taking sannyas, because bhiksha alms are given to sannyasi, to brahmachari, not to grihastha. Grihastha does not
क्यों लेना चाहता
ask for bhiksha. But why did Arjuna want to take sannyas? Because he did not want to fight.
एक निमित्त था।
So, sannyas was just a nimitta.
यहाँ जिस संन्यास की बात भगवान कर रहे हैं,
But here the sannyas that Bhagavan is referring to is the sannyas by swarupa, not by external dress.
हमारे स्वरूप में ही संन्यास हो,
That sannyas should be in our swarupa itself.
उसका क्या गुण है, यानी कि उसमें किस प्रकार का आचरण, किस प्रकार का शील,
And what is the quality in that? What should be the behavior? What should be the character? So Bhagavan says,
के तौर से जो संन्यास
neither any hatred nor any desire.
द्वेष है, कांक्षा
So what Bhagavan mainly says is that our raga dvesh, the attachment and aversion,
नहीं करते हैं किसी चीज को, प्रतिकूल समझते हैं। तो इन दोनों से मुक्त होना,
being free from both of them, this is real sannyas.
और जब ऐसा संन्यास है, उसके बाद
And when this type of sannyas is there, then whether you take some besh or no, that doesn't make any difference.
भगवान बताते हैं
That's why Bhagavan explains two types of sannyas. One is the Veshadhari or Lingadhari sannyas, in which there is an external sign or symptom by which you recognize a sannyasi. And the second is without the sannyas, without any symptom of sannyas, where there is no external symptom, but he is a sannyasi.
स्वरूप की है।
So the main point is of the swarupa, not of the external symptom. Because
ने भी संन्यास का रेस धारा
even Ravan had,
सीता का हरण
in order to kidnap Sita, Ravan had also worn the dress of sannyasi. But internally he was filled with envy.
लेने चाह
Out, he did all this because he wanted to take revenge from Bhagavan Ram. Arjuna had also
अंदर राग बैठा हुआ था,
worn the dress of sannyasi, but he had the raga, the attachment inside. He wanted to marry Subhadra.
रेस धर रहा है संन्यास का।
So his attachment is in grihastha life, but he is accepting the dress of sannyas.
बाद में ग्रस्त, सो शादी के लिए संन्यास
So people accept sannyas after grihastha ashram, but he had worn the dress of sannyasi just to get married.
इसलिए यहाँ बताते हैं
So here
लक्षण
Bhagavan is telling here that what is the swarupa lakshan
उसको
of
आवश्यक है।
the karma yogi, which is the nitya sannyasi.
भक्ति का लक्षण हो,
So just like bhakti has its
ऐसे ही
lakshana, its characteristic, similarly sannyas also has its characteristic.
ये लक्षण में मुख्य तौर से उन्होंने
And in this characteristic, the main point is twofold: to be free from raga and dvesh, from attachment and aversion.
तो इन दोनों में भी पहले भगवान
So,
ने द्वेष
in
शब्द का प्रयोग
these two
किया।
also,
न
first of all, Bhagavan has used the word dvesh,
कांक्षति,
and then he says na dveshti na kankshati. Generally, when we refer to raga dvesh, we say raga dvesh.
राग द्वेष वियुक्त स्तु विषयान इंद्रियश्चरम। लेकिन यहाँ पर वो द्वेष शब्द का
But
पहले
here,
प्रयोग करते हैं,
he is first using the word dvesh.
जो है
Why?
वो ज्यादा
Because
प्रभावशाली है
dvesh is
और
more
ज्यादा हानिकारक
powerful and dangerous. Aversion or envy is more dangerous.
होता है।
Why? Because this envy or dvesha is against some person. You cause damage to somebody and then you suffer the consequences. Raga or attachment can be in some object also, but in raga you do not want to harm that
द्वेष का मतलब
object or person for whom you have attachment. But in case of dvesh,
हानि पहुंचाना चाहिए,
you want to cause damage to the object or the person.
उसको पहले रखा गया है।
That's why here Bhagavan is speaking first about dvesh.
सिद्धांत क्या है?
And what is the main siddhanta of Karma Yoga? Its main siddhanta is to do seva with selfless attitude, with the attitude of Brahmarpanam.
ब्रह्मार्पणम ब्रह्महवि जो पहले आया था,
Earlier, Bhagavan had told about
जो है
Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi,
सेवा
that
अर्पण,
all the actions should be offered as a seva.
इसमें कर्म का अर्पण किया जाता है
So in this, the karma or karmarpanam is done.
और सेवा तब तक नहीं होगी जब तक व्यक्ति द्वेष से मुक्त नहीं होगा।
Seva is not possible as long as we are
राग में भी
free from dvesha.
जिसे राग
One can do seva out of raga also, out of attachment also to somebody. But if you have dvesh or an envy for somebody, how can you do seva to that person? Because in dvesha you only cause damage.
भगवान ने द्वेष शब्द का प्रयोग
You only try to harm the person.
किया। और ये क्योंकि भक्ति में भी सेवा होती है, अपने आप को समर्पण करके सेवा की जाती है।
In
यहाँ
bhakti also seva is done, that is done after surrendering.
कार्य का समर्पण किया जाता है।
In karma yoga, first we do the activity and then we offer the activity.
क्योंकि भक्ति भी
But
सेवा है,
in bhakti also you have to be free from dvesh, because bhakti is also seva, karma yoga is also seva.
विषय में भी भगवान आगे 12वें स्कंद
So regarding bhakti also in 12th chapter, Bhagavan says,
निर्ममो निरहंकारो सम दुख सुख है क्षमी संतुष्ट सत्यम योगी यथात्मा दृढ़ निश्चय मयि अर्पित मनोबुद्धि स भक्त स मे प्रिय। तो कहते हैं ऐसा भक्त मेरे को प्रिय है, तो उसमें
so Bhagavan says, such a devotee is dear to me. Which type of devotee? Who is free from dvesh, free from envy.
क्योंकि द्वेष
So this is the quality of bhakti yogi as well as karma yogi, that both are free from envy.
होता है कर्म का
Because where there is envy, there is no seva.
सेवा ले
In sannyas, you give up the karma only. You do not do seva. You accept seva.
तो ये द्वेष भाव निकालना ये बहुत आवश्यक है।
So it is extremely essential to get rid of this feeling of dvesh.
के कारण
And this feeling happens due to attachment. Actually, raga and dvesh, they live together.
होगा वहाँ द्वेष,
Where there is raga, there is also dvesh. Where there is dvesh, there is raga also.
फिर भी क्योंकि द्वेष ज्यादा हानिकारक है और
But still, because dvesha is more harmful and is antagonistic to seva,
ये राग द्वेष से
that's why more emphasis is given on that. And this material world runs on it, raga dvesh only.
जगत में होती हैं
Whatever material activities are done in this world, the energy that functions behind them is of raga and dvesh only.
तो इससे अगर हमको ऊपर उठना है
So if we want to rise above this duality of raga dvesh,
लगाते हैं
then the energy that we invest in raga dvesh, that same energy should be invested in seva,
क्रिया शक्ति,
because we have one Shakti only, that is the Kriya Shakti. But in the material world, this Kriya Shakti is used in Raga Dvesh.
जो संसार में जितना भी तरक्की होती है इस जगत
That's why whatever material development, material progress happens, it happens by Raga Dvesh. Either somebody develops or becomes successful by Rag or by Dvesh, like in case of Dhruv Maharaj, he was insulted by his stepmother and he could not tolerate that insult.
उसका बदला लेने के लिए
And in order to take revenge,
करने के लिए
he went for penance.
बात अलग है कि उनको एक बहुत ही
Now, that is another point, that he got a very capable guru like Sri Narad who told him about bhakti, but actually his inner desire was to get a kingdom greater than that of his father.
संसार में
So that was out of dvesh, out of envy only. So the competition that we see in this world is born out of the feeling of envy.
संसार में आप देखते हैं कहीं ना कहीं
And we see in this world always some wars are going on,
चाहे वो पारिवारिक युद्ध हो
whether it is a war in the family or in the society or between two countries.
उसका मूल कारण
The root cause is dvesh only, envy only.
चलता रहता है युद्ध चलता
So always somewhere in this world some wars are going on.
ये देश द्वेष से ही चलता है इसलिए आपने देखा होगा कि जो
So this material world functions on envy only.
वक्ता होते हैं
That's why you must have seen those who are motivational speakers.
इस चीज के लिए आपको प्रेरित करते हैं
What do they inspire you for? They try to increase your raga, your attachment, that you focus your mind in this, you remain absorbed in this, always think about this.
की आसक्ति को बढ़ाते हैं
So basically they are increasing your attachment, because when your attachment will grow, then you will invest more energy into that.
उस काम को
Asakti brings Shakti, meaning attachment brings more energy.
तो उसी
If you do not have attachment, then you don't feel energetic to do that.
जो है वो आसक्ति को बढ़ाने में ही होता है
So the motivational speakers, their main emphasis is on increasing our attachment. But here Bhagavan is speaking the opposite.
कह रहे हैं कि
Bhagavan is saying
न कांक्षति
no envy
द्वेष करता है
and no attachment.
किसी चीज की आकांक्षा करता है तो ये बात जल्दी से समझ नहीं आती
So this point is not easily understood
इसका हमको अनुभव नहीं है
because we do not have experience of
ये
this.
बात को भगवान बार बार कहते आ रहे हैं दूसरे अध्याय से ही कर्मण्य अधिकार
So Bhagavan has been repeatedly talking about this,
कि आपका कर्म ही अधिकार है फल में
that your adhikar is in karma, not in the phala.
तो फल में अधिकार नहीं है मतलब फल की आकांक्षा
So if you do not have adhikar
फल नहीं आए
in the fruits of action,
को मिलेगा
that means you should not aspire for that. It is not that you will not receive that. You will get that, but you should not become attached to that.
ये बात समझ में नहीं आती है
So this point is not easily understood.
इसी को समझाने के लिए भगवान
And in order to explain this only, Bhagavan had given his own example.
उन्होंने कहा था कि मेरे को
He had said
नहीं करना
that I do not have to obtain anything, but still I am always engaged in karma.
बच्चे कर्म नहीं कहता मेरे लिए कुछ भी कार्य करने के लिए
He says that
लोकेषु किंचन न मे पार्थ कर्तव्यमस्ति मेरे लिए तीनों लोकों में कर्म
in these three worlds there is nothing that I need to do,
करना है वो मेरे पास
because whatever I need to obtain, I already have everything.
संसारी
What does Bhagavan have to obtain? Because if he has created this world, what does he need to obtain from this world? This world already belongs to him.
कार्य करता
But still he says that I am always engaged in action.
कार्य क्यों करते रहते हैं क्योंकि
So why is he always engaged in karma?
उसमें एक अलग आनंद है वो आनंद
Because
आनंद प्राप्त
there is a different ananda in that.
करते हैं कि
He does that out of his ananda.
नहीं है हमारे अंदर
We work, we do action because we have some deficit within us, or there is something that we are lacking, and in order to fill that gap, we engage ourselves in work. But Bhagavan is showing
हमसे
that all this deficit that we have, or something that we feel lacking, it is actually not related to us.
संन्यास में किया जाता है उसमें विवेक क्या है कि शरीर और आत्मा भिन्न है, तो आत्मा
Because the discrimination or viveka that is required in sannyas, it is basically that we are not this body.
शरीर से
So Atma is not lacking anything. All this emptiness that we feel is that happens when we start
तो फिर
considering ourselves as the body.
वहाँ
When
से
we
सब
impose this
पैदा होता है और उससे फिर राग,
understanding that we are the body,
तो ये
then
जितने भी राग
this attachment develops. So all this raga, dvesh, this attachment, aversion, they are all outside us actually.
ये हमारे स्वरूप में नहीं है.
They are not in our swarupa.
स्वरूप को जो आवश्यकता है वो तो भगवान की आवश्यकता है.
What swarupa needs is actually Bhagavan.
और उस आवश्यकता को जब हम पूर्ति करना चाहते हैं,
And when we want to fulfill that need, we try to fulfill that need
क्योंकि वास्तव में
through this material world, and that need is never fulfilled. Why? Because what do we actually want? Everybody wants to live,
मैं मरूं ना,
to survive. Nobody wants to die.
ये सभी की इच्छा रहती है.
Everybody has this common desire,
और सभी की इच्छा रहती है कि मेरे को ज्ञान प्राप्त हो, मैं सब कुछ समझ.
and everybody has the desire to obtain knowledge, to understand everything, and everybody wants to be happy.
मौलिक इच्छाएं हैं.
We have these three fundamental needs:
जीवित रहूं,
the need of survival,
और मैं ज्ञान में रहूं, कोई
the need for living in knowledge, not in ignorance, and the need for being happy. So these three are actually the swarupa of Bhagavan, Satchidananda. Satta means to live, Chit is to be in knowledge, and Ananda is to be always happy. So actually our search, our desire, our need is of Bhagavan only. But we are searching for how to fulfill this need through material objects. And actually in material objects also there is Bhagavan only, but we are not searching for Bhagavan. We want everything without Bhagavan.
मार्ग में अंतर इतना ही है.
The difference between material and spiritual path is only this much, that the materialistic person also wants what the spiritualist wants, but materialist wants to obtain that through this material world, through material objects, and the spiritualist wants that through spirituality. The spiritualist strives to obtain, he works in knowledge, and the materialist works in ignorance. So the materialist is searching in without knowledge, and the spiritualist is searching with knowledge. So the main point is that our swarupa is not lacking in anything, and it does not have any ragadvesh.
लेकिन ये राग द्वेष
But
जो है, ये जब हमारा शरीर से संबंध हो जाता है,
when this ragadvesh is related with our body, and we become attached to our body,
अस्मिता से राग द्वेष,
then this ragadvesh arises,
तो उससे फिर ये सारी समस्याएं खड़ी होती हैं.
and then various problems start occurring.
यहाँ फिर हम काम करते हैं अपनी आकांक्षाओं को पूर्ति करने के लिए,
Then we start working to fulfill our desires,
और ना वास्तव
but
में हमको
neither their desires are fulfilled nor do we become happy.
क्योंकि वो जहाँ पर है
Why?
नहीं, तो वो हमें
Because how can you get something which is
चीज जहाँ पर होगी
by searching it in the place where it does not exist?
है नहीं, वहाँ पर
You know, any object can be obtained only in that place where it exists.
तो इसलिए वो मिलती नहीं है.
That's why we do not get that.
और हम कर्म करते रहते हैं
And we continue performing karma.
के लिए.
So we perform karma here actually for getting the phala, the fruit.
मिल जाए तो बहुत अच्छा है.
If we can get the fruit without performing the karma, then it will be great, but that does not happen. So we perform karma out with a feeling of helplessness, and we want the result. But Bhagavan is telling exactly the opposite.
कहते हैं कि आप फल को छोड़ दीजिए, कर्म कीजिए.
He says that you forget about the result and engage yourself in karma. So this is something that appears very contradictory, strange, because our desire is to get result without working. But Bhagavan is telling You work with without the desire for result.
खड़े हो जाओ, कर्म करो,
You wake. He's telling Arjun, you stand up and fight.
अधिकारी कर्म करो।
Your adhikar is in doing karma.
तो ये समझने में थोड़ी समस्या आती है, इसलिए इसको
So this is little difficult to understand. That's why he is repeating this point. And here he says, Nirdvandva, when somebody will become free from Ragadvesh, then he'll also be free from duality. What is duality? Profit, loss, happiness, sorrow, victory, defeat. All these are the dualities. And then that person will become free from these dualities.
ये काम नहीं करता है,
Then he does not work for profit or loss.
उसका मन विचलित
Profit and loss will be there, but he will not be disturbed by that
कर बैठा हुआ
because he has transcended that. He is not attached to profit or loss.
पराजय होगी,
Victory and defeat will be there, but for him it will just be a play.
वास्तव में
Like we play, actually, what is a play?
जो केवल
What is a game?
लिए खेला जाता है,
Game is something that is played for happiness, not for winning.
लेकिन अब खेल को भी हम कर्म बना
But nowadays, even games and plays have become karma. That if you win, then you will be happy, and if you lose, you will be in distress. So then it is not a play, it has become a karma.
खेलने में ही
Play, khel, or play means, or game means just play.
और जब उसको
You enjoy while playing. But when you make it karma,
खुशी होती है कि मैं जीत गया,
when you then you derive happiness from the result of the play, not the play itself.
तो ये कर्म करने की कला भगवान सिखा रहे हैं कि किस प्रकार से
So Bhagavan is teaching
कर्म को भी खेल
that you convert karma into a play,
कि हम खेल को भी
and but our habit is that we convert play also into karma.
तो ये स्वधर्म का पालन करना यही है,
So this is what it means to work according to our swabhava, our swadharma. So when we work according to our swabhava, we naturally feel happy.
आप बंद
And then Bhagavan is saying that you will be easily liberated from bondage.
प्रयास करना पड़ता है,
For getting liberation, you have to work so hard, take sannyas.
कोई आसान काम नहीं,
Sannyas is not something easy.
न्यास की नियमावली पढ़े हैं,
If you study the rules of sannyas, then it is very, very difficult.
तो स्नान करना पड़ेगा,
You have to take bath 3 times a day.
कोई भी परिग्रह नहीं कर सकते हैं,
You cannot do any parigraha.
जलाएंगे,
You will not light fire for cooking.
बनाएंगे,
You will not
का जो संन्यास आप देखते
make
हैं वो
any place
संन्यास है,
for yourself. Nowadays, the sannyas you see is something different only. But if you actually study the rules of sannyas, they are very, very strict.
स्थान पर नहीं रहेंगे,
You cannot stay in one place. You will not have any relation with anybody.
खाएंगे,
You will live by bhiksha.
तो कठिन जीवन है।
So that is a very tough
यहाँ ये
life.
कहते हैं कि सुखम बंधात प्रमुच्यते,
But here Bhagavan is saying that
वहाँ स्वरूप
you will be easily liberated from bondage. So in sannyas you have to give up the karma by the swarupa itself. But here you do not have to give up karma by swarupa. You stay at home, have nice food. There is no problem in that. Wear nice clothes.
तो वहाँ तो शीत और गर्मी सब सहन करनी पड़ती है,
So there you have to tolerate
इसलिए यहाँ सुखम शब्द का प्रयोग
heat and cold.
प्रमुच्यते, कि आप सुखपूर्वक बिना शरीर को कष्ट दिए हुए आप इससे मुक्त हो जाते हैं।
So without torturing your body, easily you become liberated from bondage in this path. This is a new type of sannyas that Bhagavan is teaching in Gita. And actually in today's society, this is far more practical.
पुराने जमाने
Because the sannyas of the olden days,
एक प्रकार से असंभव ही है आज,
it is almost impossible to follow that sannyas in today's world.
तो ये सभी के लिए संभव है।
But what Bhagavan is teaching here is possible for everyone. That's why
चीज बता रहे हैं,
Bhagavan is giving very practical knowledge here.
इसके लिए उन्होंने नित्य संन्यास कहा,
And that's why he said Nitya Sannyas,
रहे
to be free from duality.
अनुकूलता प्रतिकूलता आएगी जब तक
Favorable and unfavorable situations will always be there in life as long as we have our body, mind.
अनुकूलता
Till then, always there will be some favorable and unfavorable situations.
अनुकूलता प्रतिकूलता बैठे हुई है, इंद्रियस्य इंद्रियस्य
because
आत्मभावे
this
जो इंद्रिय
favorable and unfavorableness is seated in our
तो कुछ
senses
इंद्रिय
itself
कुछ
themselves.
को
Every sense
पसंद करती है, कुछ को नहीं
likes
करती।
something and dislikes something.
हमारा मन भी उसी प्रकार
Our
है।
mind is also like that. The
तो जब
inner
तक हमारा
sense.
शरीर है, हमारा मन है, तब तक अनुकूल
As long as we have the
प्रतिकूल
body
स्थितियों
and
को
the
आते
mind,
रहेंगे।
we will always face favorable and
हमें
unfavorable
इससे विचलित नहीं
situations.
होना है।
So we should
यदि
not
कभी
become
संभव
disturbed
हो
by that.
अपने
But
स्वरूप में
and
स्थित
that
रहें, अपने
is
स्वरूप
only
में
possible
विराजमान रहें।
if we remain
जितना
situated in
हम
our
अपने
Swarupa,
स्वरूप को भूल
we
जाते हैं,
have
उतना हम
knowledge
अनुकूल
of our
प्रतिकूल
Swarupa.
परिस्थितियों से विचलित हो जाते
The
हैं।
more we forget our
जितना हम अपने
Swarupa,
स्वरूप
the
को
more we
भूलते
become
हैं,
disturbed by favorable and unfavorable situations.
अनुकूल
The
प्रतिकूल
more we remain
परिस्थितियों से
situated in our
विचलित।
Swarupa, we remain undisturbed by favorable and unfavorable
तो
situations.
ये शिक्षा भगवान दूसरे अध्याय में भी
This is
दे
what
रहे थे।
Bhagavan was
सिद्धांत के
also teaching in the second chapter.
निर्द्वंदो नित्य सत्वस्थो, वहाँ भी निर्द्वंद होने की बात कही।
There also he was talking about
बोल रहे हैं
Nirdvandva, becoming free from duality. Here also he is talking about becoming free from duality. He addresses Arjuna with the word Mahabaho, meaning who has long arms, who is very capable,
तो ये सभी के लिए संभव
meaning
है।
that you are qualified for
जो
this.
स्वरूप से
So
संन्यास
point
ले
is
जाते
that
हैं वो
this
सभी के लिए
sannyas that
संभव है।
Bhagavan is explaining here is possible for everyone. The
लेकिन ये जो नित्य
Swarupa
संन्यास की
sannyas
बात कर रहे हैं,
is very very difficult, not possible for everyone. But the Nitya sannyas that Bhagavan is teaching here is possible for everyone. So this is a very important verse that Bhagavan speaks here. And then
इसी का महत्व समझाने के लिए
in order to explain the importance of this, he says,
प्रवदन्ति न पंडिताः एकम अप्यास्थितम सम्यक उभयोर विन्दते फलम। अनुभव ही
translation,
कहते हैं कि कर्म
the
संन्यास
inexperienced claim that the path of renunciation of action, Sankhya Yoga, and the path of selfless action, Nishkarma Yoga, are independent paths. The wise, however, do not support this conclusion because a person who is firmly established, even in just one of the two, attains the fruit of both.
तो पहले हमारे समाज में यहाँ भारत में
So earlier in our society, in Bharat, there was lot of importance of sannyas. Sannyas was seen with a sense of great respect. Now also there is respect for sannyas, but earlier the respect was very high.
सन्यासी बहुत कम होते थे।
And there were very few sannyasis earlier.
उसमें केवल
In Varnashram Dharma, only a Brahman can take sannyas.
तीन वर्ग तो सन्यास ले ही नहीं
The other three Varnas are not allowed to take sannyas. And in that also, every Brahman did not take sannyas.
तो इसलिए
That's why
सन्यासी ऐसे नहीं होते थे जैसे आज।
earlier sannyasis were not like what we see now.
उनमें आपको अनेक सन्यासी मिल जाएंगे।
In Vrindavan, you will see many sannyasis. Earlier sannyasis were very, very rare.
नहीं के शेर न चलें जमा, शेरन के लहंडे नहीं साधु न चलें जमात से कहावत है कि
So there is a proverb that means
15-20 एक साथ चल रहा
it is you never see that 15 or 20 lions are walking together.
तो एक इक्का दुक्का चलते थे।
So very very rare to see any sannyasi earlier. You could find one or two sannyasis. So Arjun may have this doubt that what you are calling as Nitya sannyas, still it is Grihastha ashram only, and still it is inferior to the Swarup sannyas.
के मन में शंका हो क्योंकि उस
So if Arjun has this doubt,
तो उसके कारण
so because earlier sannyas had lot of importance, so Arjun may have this doubt that
कम है, हीन है, नीच स्थिति है,
this Nitya sannyas is inferior
ये उसी के
to that sannyas. So Bhagavan is telling no, it is not inferior, it is equal.
जो इन दोनों को अलग
So he is saying that those who consider both as different,
बच्चा का मतलब
they are like children, meaning that they do not have knowledge, they are not experienced.
बोधाय क्रियते तर्क संग्रह में अन्नम भट्ट जी लिखते हैं कि मैं
In Tarka Sangraha, Annam Bhattaji says that I am writing for
अधीत व्याख्या
the balakas, children. And who are these children?
न्याय शास्त्र की बाला कि बालक कौन है जिसने
Who is a
न्याय
child?
पढ़ा है लेकिन
Ch-
बाकी व्याकरण साहित्य
child is
इत्यादि पढ़े,
one who has not studied Nyaya but has studied the other
उम्र से कोई संबंध नहीं,
Shastra.
लेकिन जो
Here,
अज्ञानी
child does not mean child in the literal sense, but one who does not have knowledge is referred to as child. Like in English, we say childish.
तो उसके लिए यहाँ पे बाल शब्द का बाल का मतलब संस्कृत में
So
बच्चा
for that, the child is used.
का अर्थ है
Child is
तो कहते हैं
literal, not in the literal sense, in the sense that he doesn't have knowledge, experience.
क्योंकि दोनों की प्रणाली भिन्न है,
So he considers them independent.
फल एक ही है,
So though both have different methods, but their result is same.
जानते हैं क्योंकि वो जानते हैं कि चाहे आप कर्मयोग
So the wise people, they know that whether you follow karma yoga or karma sannyas, its result will be same only. That will be moksha. Both will become liberated.
एकम अपि आस्थितः,
That's why Bhagavan says that in one only you remain situated,
का फल क्योंकि दोनों का मतलब
but you get the fruits of both.
उसको संन्यास का भी फल मिल जाएगा और कर्मयोग का भी मिल जाएगा, ऐसा
Both does not mean that he'll get the result of sannyas as well as karma yoga,
कर्मयोग का भी मिल जाएगा, क्योंकि
or if there is sannyas, he will get the result of sannyas as well as karma yoga. Point is that their results are not different. The result is same only.
और विद्यन्ते फलम के दोनों के फल मिल जाएगा, क्योंकि फलम शब्द जो है वो एक वचन में प्रयोग किया है,
The phala word is used in singular here, meaning that they have the same fruit.
फले कहते हैं
Otherwise, instead of phalam, phale would have been used.
कि दो फल मिल जाएंगे इसको, तो एक ही फल है इसलिए
So the phala is one only. So
दोनों ही मार्ग से आपको प्राप्त हो जाएगा,
from both the paths you will get the same result.
संन्यास और कर्म
So both karma sannyas and karma yoga, they
विरोध ही दिखते हैं,
appear opponents of each other,
चाहे तो विरोध ही है,
opposite, because their sadhana is
कर रहे हैं और दूसरे में आप
looks opposite to each other, because in one you are giving up karma and in the other you are performing karma. So how can it be same? How can it be one? This doubt may be raised.
जो है वो
So he is answering, the oneness is the oneness in result.
एक गंतव्य स्थान पर जाना है,
So you have to, let's say, go to a destination. You can go reach there by two different roads,
स्थान पर ही आप,
but you will reach the same destination.
लेकिन दोनों की प्रक्रिया अलग है, दोनों का मार्ग अलग है,
But their method is different.
यही है, और आप भीगना नहीं
If it is raining outside and you do not want to become wet, so you remain inside, you will not get wet.
तो कुछ काम है,
But if you have some work,
मैं छाता लेके
then you go out with an umbrella,
और बरसाती पहन ले ऊपर से,
and let's say wear raincoat also, and you will also not become wet and your work will also be done.
तो कर्म संन्यास और कर्मयोग ऐसा ही है,
So karma sannyas is like the earlier one, remaining inside, not going outside
काम नहीं करना,
due to the risk of becoming wet, not doing any work.
और
And karma yoga
कर्म
is the second one,
करता है, लेकिन
where
दोनों ही कर्म से
you do karma, but both remain free from karma phala, meaning that both do not become bound.
बंधात, तो बंधन से दोनों मुक्त हो जाते हैं,
Both become free from bondage.
ये तभी संभव है जब
So this is only possible when
आकांक्षा नहीं होगी,
we will not have the desire for phala,
और जब फल की आकांक्षा रहती है तो उसमें फिर हम बन जाते हैं,
and
क्योंकि
then when we have the desire for phala, then we become bound in that,
कर्म के कारण होता है,
because our understanding is that bondage happens due to performing karma. We think that if we do not perform karma, why will we get bound?
हत्या कर दें,
If we do something wrong, some stealing or murder, then we have to suffer the consequences.
देखते हैं कि कर्म करते हैं, कर्म का फल मिलता है, और कर्म नहीं करेंगे तो कर्म का फल
So we see that when somebody performs karma, he gets the result. When he is not performing karma, he is not getting result. But actually what Bhagavan is teaching in Gita, the philosophy is that
नहीं है, लेकिन
the bondage is not due to karma, bondage is due to the attachment behind the karma.
उस आसक्ति के कारण होता है,
Bondage happens due to attachment, due to the bhava behind the
में बंधन के कारण है। तो
karma. That is the cause of bondage.
वो भाव
So Bhagavan's emphasis is on changing the bhava.
भगवान ने
That's why in Gita, Bhagavan has never said anywhere that Grihastha should wear this type of dress or wear this type of tilak.
वर्णन गीता में नहीं है कि
These external symptoms are nowhere described in Gita, that you should wear tilak like this or you should wear dress like this.
चीजें करनी है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं। वो सारा जोर उनका
He has not explained all this. His emphasis is on changing the bhava, that your chitta should become pure, your psyche should become pure.
परिणति यहाँ पर जो सिखा रहे हैं वो
So this transformation that Bhagavan is teaching here is inner transformation. It is not outer transformation.
लिए करनी पड़ती
Outer transformation is just required to live in the society so that people understand that he is a grihastha or he is a sannyasi, just to recognize externally,
है, आचरण
or he is a brahmachari. So different dress codes are prescribed,
वो
but the main objective is inner transformation,
और उसी को यहाँ समझा रहे हैं।
and that is what is being explained here.
तो नहीं तो देखने में दोनों अलग अलग दिखते हैं। अगर आप
Otherwise, they
जीवन देख
appear same. If you see the life of King Janaka, Bhagavan Shri Krishna,
शंकराचार्य का
and on the other side, if you see the life of Shankaracharya
जीवन देखें,
or Bhagavan Buddha,
बिल्कुल विरोधी हैं।
then they appear opposite of each other. Buddha was a prince. He left home,
महावीर जैन
or Mahavir Jain.
की बहुत
So
परंपरा भारत में रही है।
in India, there has been a great parampara of sannyas.
साधुओं के नाम सुनते हो तो वो प्राय
And whatever great sadhus' names you hear, they will be mostly sannyasis. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also,
श्री रामानुजाचार्य
or Sri Ramanujacharya, Sri Madhvacharya. But Sri Vallabhacharya was a grihastha, although at the end he also accepted sannyas.
तो ये सन्यास की इस प्रकार की परंपरा और इसका बहुत महत्व रहा है। लेकिन
So there has been a great importance to the tradition of sannyas in our country. But the sannyas that Gita is teaching is the inner sannyas,
बाहर का
the nitya sannyas.
आपने कर भी
That is being emphasized, because even if you behave like a sannyasi externally but are not a sannyasi from within, Bhagavan says that then you are a hypocrite,
हमें समझना होगा।
mithyachari.
और
So this is what we have to understand, and this is difficult
कि सन्यास लेना आसान लगता है,
because
सब कुछ छोड़ के
it appears very easy to take sannyas. You give up everything
छोड़ना।
and then go, but to give up without giving up, one is to give up and then give up, another is to give up without giving up.
ये जो सिखा रहे हैं यहाँ ये
So what Bhagavan is teaching is to give up without giving up.
इसलिए भक्ति भी समझ में नहीं आती है,
That's why bhakti is also not easily understood.
कहा जाता है। लेकिन
Why gopis are said that they are greatest devotees. They don't appear like that because they are just performing their daily household activities.
बदलाव है वो भाव
So the change that they have within is that of bhava. They never lived in the ashram or were disciple of some guru,
भाव को ही समझाने के लिए
but they have
यहाँ प्रयास कर
the inner change, the inner bhava. That is what Bhagavan is teaching here, and that is what we have to practice.
उसके पीछे हमारी
So in this society, whatever we do, behind that we have the
छोड़ने के लिए
attitude, the mentality of getting the fruit of the action. So once we get rid of that mentality, then we are sannyasi.
किसी को थोड़ा बहुत किसी का कुछ काम कर दें तो उससे फिर आप
But here what happens, if you do something for somebody, then you start expecting that he should thank me, because we are taught to thank others for everything. So basically what we are being taught, that you should become attached to the result of the karma, because if somebody is not thanking you, then you feel bad that I worked hard but he did not thank me. So we have that expectation.
और ये भगवान उल्टा बता रहे हैं, तो इसलिए भारत में पहले धन्यवाद
But Bhagavan is telling the opposite thing. So in India earlier there was no system of this thank you. This thank you system is a new system. There was no such system earlier.
क्यों? क्योंकि ये
Why?
भी हमारा
Because
संस्कार डालती है
this system of thank you,
कि
it
जैसे ही आपको कुछ
im-
करता है तो तुरंत
it
उसको
instills a
प्रशंसा
samskara within us. If somebody is doing
करने के लिए,
something
बताने
nice,
के लिए।
at least you should reciprocate, at least verbally, by saying a thank you.
इसके बाद में फिर अगला श्लोक जो है वो भी इसी से संबंधित है।
So then the next verse is also related to this only.
जोर देते हुए भगवान ने ये दो श्लोक बोले हैं ताकि
Emphasizing on this point, Bhagavan has spoken two verses.
तद योगैरपि गम्यते एकम सांख्यम च योगम च य पश्यति स पश्यति। जो स्थिति संन्यास
Translation: the state which is achieved by means of renunciation, Sankhya Yoga, is attained by selfless action, Karma Yoga as well. One who perceives both the path of renunciation and that of selfless action as one and the same sees things as they really are. So in the previous verse also he said both are same only. We get the same result from both. So now he is clarifying it further that the destination that you obtain by sannyas, you can obtain the same destination by karma yoga also.
और जो इन दोनों को एक देखता है,
And one who sees both as same, he actually sees correctly.
जो कर्म में अकर्म
So as Bhagavan had said earlier, that one who sees karma in akarma and akarma in karma,
कर्म में
he is the actual seer. He sees actually. So what is there to see in the karma? You have to see that the karma yogi is perform karma, but that karma is also akarma only.
कोई सन्यासी
And on the other side, somebody may be a sannyasi, but if he is not free from ragadvesh,
और वो अपने
then,
स्थित नहीं है,
and if he is not free, not situated in Swarupa,
लेकिन फिर भी वो कर्म,
then he has given up his dharma, but still he is implicated in karma.
तो इसी को
So
उन्होंने बताया था कि आपको
that's why he had said this,
कर्म और अकर्म
that
यानी कि बाहरी क्रिया
you should
होना और बाहरी क्रिया ना होना ये नहीं देखना है, आपको ये
you should
देखना
not just see whether somebody is externally doing karma or no, but you should check internally with what attitude the karma is being done.
युद्ध करने के लिए वो कह रहे थे और अर्जुन युद्ध करने से कतरा रहा था।
So Bhagavan was telling Arjuna to fight, and Arjun was hesitating to fight because his doubt was that if he fights, then he would have to kill his Gurujanas.
मार सकते थे तो कम से कम उनके ऊपर वो बाण तो छोड़ेगा ना, तीर चलाएगा।
And even if he doesn't kill, at least he will shoot arrows at them, and that will be an insult to them because they are worthy of worship.
कैसे बाण छोड़ सकते?
So his doubt was how could he release arrows at them?
तो वहाँ क्योंकि वो जीतने के लिए आया था,
Arjun had arrived on the battlefield to win.
तो उसी की दृष्टि से वो बोल रहा है। तो भगवान कहते हैं कि
So he is speaking from that point of view.
इसको छोड़कर
So Bhagavan is saying that giving up attachment, you should perform your karma considering it as your duty.
करना पड़ेगा।
So we have to practice this.
भक्ति मार्ग में है चाहे कर्म,
Whether we are on the bhakti path or on the karma path, even on the bhakti path, you have to give up the attachment to the result, and you should perform the activity for pleasure of Bhagavan. And in karma marg, you also have to do the karma considering it as a seva to Bhagavan. The difference is only that in karma yoga you consider yourself independent, and in bhakti yoga you consider yourself as dasa. So we have to imbibe this attitude, this mentality. Whenever you perform any karma, this is very practical. This is something internal.
कितना बड़ा भक्त हूँ या कितना बड़ा कर्मयोगी,
Outsiders, how will they understand how great a
स्वयं को देखना पड़ेगा।
how great a devotee I am or how great a karma yogi am I? This is what I have to do self introspection. When I perform karma, I have to self introspect that whatever I am doing, the karma or the seva, what is my desire behind that?
प्रीति के लिए कर रहा हूँ,
Am I doing this for the pleasure of Bhagavan
के लिए कर
or for pleasure of Guru or for my own pleasure?
को अपना कुछ लाभ होगा इसलिए कर रहा हूँ,
Because that will bring me some benefit
इससे प्रसन्न होंगे।
or Bhagavan will be pleased by this.
तो ये हमको स्वयं देखना पड़ेगा,
This is something that we ourselves have to analyze.
अंदर से देखकर आपको बताएगा नहीं कि आप
Nobody can tell you
ये तो गलत है।
by seeing you from within that what you are thinking is wrong. We ourselves have to understand this.
मेरे अपने
By what mentality do we work? Whether it is nourishing our ego
प्रभु की सेवा के लिए
or I am doing it for the seva of Bhagavan. Because generally
कारवश चलते हैं,
we work by our ahankara. Ragadvesh are connected with ahankara only.
पर लटका रहता है, जिस चीज में
Ragadvesh, they hang on to the ahankara.
से द्वेष होता है उससे भी हम अहंकार से कहते हैं कि देख लूंगा तेरे को।
When we are attached to something, our ahankar is working, and when we envy somebody, then also we speak out of ahankar that I will destroy you.
क्योंकि सेवा करने से भी हम
So this is what we have to check, because we may become egoistic even by doing seva, because as long as we have this ragadvesh within, then our seva will also be nurturing our ego only, and then we will desire to hear our own glorification from others. If others do not glorify us, then we think, why should we do the seva?
इसलिए कर रहा हूँ कि दूसरे
So if I am doing seva with the desire that others should praise me, then I am not doing seva actually. I am simply a servant of my own ahankara. I am a dasa of my own ego.
हमें स्वयं देखना पड़ेगा।
So this is something that we have to analyze ourselves. And this is something very, very subtle,
रहता है हमारा
very deep and fine. At a fine level it exists.
होती है, बहुत सूक्ष्म स्तर पर होती है।
This ahankara is at a very, very subtle level. It's not easily understood.
हमको ये करना पड़ेगा।
So we have to do this analysis ourselves. Otherwise, what happens? We will continue performing our sadhana year after year. And even after so much of sadhana, we will remain in the same place.
कि आप नाव में बैठे हैं,
Like this example is given that you sit on a boat and you are rowing the boat,
लेकिन नाव
but you have not, the boat is moving a lot, but it is not going ahead because the anchor has not been lifted.
तो जब तक उसको आप खोलेंगे नहीं तो वो नाव
So unless you lift the anchor, how will the boat move ahead? Similarly,
बद्ध रहेंगे,
as long as we remain bound to the ahankara and we work for nurturing our own ego,
उसका फल जो है कुछ बाहरी हो
then
सकता है,
we will get some external result at some gross level that will be visible.
हम कुछ करते हैं, सेवा करते हैं कि इससे मेरे को कुछ पैसा मिले,
That when we do some seva, we expect that we should earn some money, like nowadays people do.
स्तर पर होता है कि
But at subtle level,
हो, लोग मेरा आदर करें, सम्मान
we desire that people should praise us, they should respect us. So giving that up is very difficult.
तो उसको भी छोड़ना है।
So we have to give that up also.
प्रभु जी ने जो सिद्धांत बताया था,
That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught
सुनना, अमानी ने मान देना, अमानी
that we have to become amani. The amani is very important word.
अपनी
That we should
इच्छा नहीं करनी,
not desire for getting respect. Rather, we should respect others. What happens is opposite. We desire respect for ourselves, but we do not respect others. So for that reason, here Bhagavan is telling that you have to understand this.
तो जब हम इस स्थिति में होते हैं तो फिर आप
So when we are in this situation,
न्यस्त रहें,
then whether you remain grihastha or sannyastha, it makes no difference. Because
यही है कि
reality is
इस बंधन से मुक्त होना है।
that we have to become liberated from this bondage. And
इसमें बाहर के लोग हमारी कितनी प्रशंसा करते हैं,
how much outsiders praise us or don't praise us, we have no business in that. Spiritual path is not for getting praise.
में आकर भी
Otherwise, people enter the spiritual path and then they remain bound in all this praise and respect only. How many followers I have, how many people subscribe to my channel, how many have liked my content.
और उसको फिर हम एक सेवा का जामा पहनाते हैं कि ये तो मैं
And then what we do is we make an external show of seva, saying that I am doing all this for seva.
कि हम ये सब करते हैं
At subtle level, that doing all this, somebody may say that you are doing this for yourself, but that person will say, no, I am doing it for seva. So it is you only who have to understand and analyze that you are doing it for seva or for your own pleasure. Maybe you are doing it for seva only, but it is only you who know and Bhagavan knows. He is sitting within, he is lying within, he knows. So you cannot cheat Bhagavan.
तो ये अपने अपने अहंकार को, अपने राग को, अपने द्वेष को हमें स्वयं ही समझना होगा, स्वयं स्वयं ही पकड़ना होगा।
So we ourselves have to analyze and
छोड़ेंगे कैसे?
identify our ahankara, our raga dvesh. Unless we
अहंकार
recognize it, how will we give it up?
को छोड़ने का प्रयास कहाँ करूँगा?
If I don't know only that I am I have raga dvesh within, why will I try to give it up? If I don't know that I have virus within, how will I will not try to get my disease cured. But when I understand that I have this virus of raga dvesh within, then only I will take the medication, the cure, then only I will try to cure it. So we have to analyze this ourselves. This is what Bhagavan is teaching here. And then after this, he will explain the further about the importance of Karma Yoga. We will stop here for today. If you have any question, you can ask.
Babaji, I was curious, what is the
Question.
difference between introspection about motivation and neuroticism?
Say it again, it's not clear to me.
I was curious, what is the difference between introspection about our motivations? Is it for seva or is it for coming from ahankara versus neuroticism? Because, for example, in a lot of the religious spaces that I participated in, sometimes you're doing an action, a seva, and you're not even thinking about the fruit you're getting from it. But then someone will say, you're doing this only for your ahankara. And then you become confused. Am I motivated by ahankara or am I motivated by seva? And then you start to like think and overthink and overthink, and you become neurotic about the action. Or for another example, suppose it is your swadharma, you are trained as a musician. And so you do music because that is your swadharma. And you're getting popularity from that also, that you're not thinking about. You're only thinking about performing what you're trained to do. But then someone tells you, you're doing this for ahankara only. And then you become bewildered. Am I doing it for ahankara or am I doing it because this is my swadharma? So what is the difference simply between introspection about motivations versus just becoming like neurotic?
So that I have to reply in Hindi. तो उसका पता तो आपको स्वयं ही
So
चलेगा।
you will understand that yourself only, because
कोई कार्य या सेवा कर रहा हूँ,
when I am doing some activity or seva for pleasure of Bhagavan or Guru, and if I do not have any mentality of expecting praise for myself, I will understand that myself. And if somebody is saying something else, then I will understand that what he is saying is wrong, is not right, and let him continue speaking. I do not have to become neurotic or disturbed.
वो किसी द्वेष भाव से कह सकता है
He might be saying out of envy,
कि जो वो
and it is also possible that what he is saying may have some truth also. So when somebody is saying something, then I should reflect on that is there any element of truth in that or no.
तो वो मैं स्वयं ही जान सकता हूँ।
So that is something that only I can understand.
यही है कि अगर कोई
And how to understand?
ऐसा कर रहे हैं, अगर वो ना करें तो मेरे को क्या बुरा लगता
When others are praising me, if they stop praising me or if they don't praise me, do I feel bad? So when I feel bad, when I am not being praised, that means I have attachment.
है, तभी तक वो अच्छा बुरा लगता है।
Because as long as you have attachment, then only you feel good or bad. But when there is no attachment, then you remain unaffected. So this is something that I have to understand it myself. Some other people, they can say anything, whatever they like.
बहुत कुछ लोग
They say so many things about us.
यही देखना है
So we have to check
पता है या नहीं,
whatever he has spoken, or is there any element of truth in that. So if there is some element of truth, I will try to reform myself. And if it is wrong, then just don't reflect on that, just forget it. Let them continue speaking.
विचलित हो जाता हूँ और
But if I am becoming disturbed, thinking again and again about that, that means I have not analyzed myself properly.
आपको ठीक से समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ
I am not understanding myself.
ठीक से समझूंगा
When I understand myself properly, then what others say, that does not affect
जैसे
me.
मैं भूखा हूँ मैंने भोजन
Like
किया
if I am hungry,
दूसरे लोग
I have eaten food, and somebody says that no, you are still hungry.
या मैं भोजन कर रहा हूँ
Or I am eating food and somebody says no, your stomach is full, you are eating just for taste. So it is I only who understand whether I am eating for taste or for filling or satisfying my hunger. That is something that only I understand. The other person can speak from both sides, that your stomach is already full, you are just eating out of taste, desire for taste.
ये गलत है या ठीक है
So that is wrong or right, that I can understand that.
कि मेरा पेट भरा
But if I am myself not clear whether my stomach is full or no, then I will become confused. I may stop eating also.
तो ये तो अपने आप पता चलेगा आपको
So this is something that we will understand ourselves.
अगर पता नहीं चल रहा है तो थोड़ा
And if you are not understanding, then you have to reflect more deeply.
बाहर वाले जो
And
प्रतिक्रिया
the reflection is that whatever others are saying, how is it affecting me?
मेरे ऊपर कुछ सकारात्मक नकारात्मक असर
If it is affecting me in some positive or negative way, then that proves
उससे
that I am still attached to that.
जब तक मेरे अंदर कमी नहीं होगी तब तक बाहर की चीजें मेरे को विचलित नहीं कर सकती
So if there is nothing lacking within me, I will not be disturbed by external situations. If something is lacking in me, then I become disturbed by external situations. Shukdev Goswami was going, and the ladies were bathing naked, but Shukdev was not affected by that. He just went because he did not have any bhava like that of enjoying. If he would have had that some bhava of enjoying, then he would have become disturbed. He would have turned towards them, or he would have chastised them that why are you bathing naked in the river? It is wrong. He would have done like that. But when he had nothing like that within, so it was like an empty slate, no such samskara. So there was no positive nor any negative effect of that situation on him.
जिनके अंदर
So
रहता है फिर वो
those who have those samskaras,
प्रतिक्रिया दिखाते हैं
then they respond to others also like that why are you doing this, why are you doing that, why are you wearing clothes like this or that. So that is their own problem actually.
लेकिन वो तो अपनी समस्या तो बताएगा नहीं ना वो दूसरे के ऊपर थोपेगा
But you will not tell your own problem to others. You will simply find faults in others when you yourself are filled with faults. Generally, when we see faults in others, that actually means that something is wrong within us only.
परेशान करती है
Because I am getting affected by external situations.
नहीं होता है तो
But when I don't have such samskara within, then I am happy,
निर्द्वंद्व ही महाभाव सुखम
free from the duality, as Bhagavan said.
निर्द्वंद रहता
He said, free from duality.
द्वंद का मतलब
Otherwise, mind is affected by duality. Duality means this is right or wrong, right or wrong. This continuously affects the mind.
ठीक है हो गया
नवदीप जी का प्रश्न है कि
Question:
कृष्ण सिखाते
Sri Krishna teaches that one should act without rag or desire and asakti attachment. Yet, how can a jiva sustain motivation to act when the desire to acquire itself appears to be the driving force behind all action?
चूंकि जी
Context: since a jiva must sustain itself in the modern world, where the varnashram support system is largely lost,
इसलिए जीव
it naturally seeks security by acquiring knowledge
अपने कौशल में
and improving skills for material stability while living in the material world.
तो यहाँ ये अनासक्त शब्द को समझना होगा अनासक्त का मतलब
So how can a jiva perform karma in a detached manner? So answer: being detached means not having material attachment.
श्री रूप गोस्वामी जी जब भक्ति
Like Sri Rupa Goswami, when he explains bhakti, he says anyabhilashita shunyam.
तो उन्होंने केवल अभिलाषिता शून्यम नहीं कहा, उन्होंने कहा
He has not written Abhilashita Shunyam, he has written Anya Abhilashita Shunyam,
भक्ति को छोड़कर
meaning the Abhilasha other than desire.
भी नहीं करनी है।
It's not that you don't desire for bhakti also.
तो भक्ति की अभिलाषा नहीं करेंगे तो फिर आप करेंगे क्या?
So if you don't desire for bhakti, then what will you desire? So we have to remain attached to bhakti. We should have attachment to the bhakti sadhan. It is our inspiration.
तत्त कर्म प्रवर्तनात् श्री रूप गोस्वामी जी कहते हैं उपदेशामृत में। तो अनासक्ति का मतलब भौतिक चीजों में।
So detachment means not being attached to material objects.
नवदीप जी का दूसरा प्रश्न है
Next question, what does it mean by being situated in your own swarupa? Can a jiva be situated in swarupa with material body and mind?
स्वरूप में स्थित होने का मतलब है ये ध्यान में रखना
Answer, being situated in swarupa means to be aware that I am not this mind and body.
तो इस शरीर में ही है आत्मा, लेकिन आत्मा अपने आप को
Atma is situated in the mind and body only, but it is not,
ज्ञान से आवृत है,
it is covered by ignorance. That's why
इसको ध्यान में रखना
it is deluded. So to be aware,
ताकि हम जो भी क्रियाएं करें वो अपने स्वरूप
so that
ध्यान में रखकर करें।
whatever actions we perform it with the awareness of our swarupa. In bhakti path, our swarup is that we are the dasa of Bhagavan. We have to do seva.
ऐसे पढ़ूंगा।
So then why will I become bewildered?
विलास जी का प्रश्न है
Next question,
यह कैसे कार्य करता
how
है?
does it work
और द्वेष
that raga and dvesh are always together?
विषय समान होता है?
Is the vishaya always the same?
यदि मैं अपने
For
भाई को
example,
पसंद करता हूँ,
when I dislike my brother, do I also like him?
करता हूँ, या इसलिए
Or
कि
is it because I like someone else or something else or something for me?
और चाहता हूँ?
बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न है।
It's a very good question.
तो यहाँ दोनों ही हैं।
So here both are there.
स्थूल दृष्टि से देखा जाए तो
If you see at gross level,
किसी एक व्यक्ति को पसंद करता हूँ,
when I
दूसरों को पसंद नहीं करता हूँ।
like somebody, so then I don't like others.
अगर मेरे को एक प्रकार का खाना पसंद
If I like one type of food,
भिन्न प्रकार का
that means I don't like the other type of food.
लेकिन
But
ये उसी वस्तु में भी लागू होता है।
it applies to the same object also.
तौर से सांख्य कारिका में
This is especially explained in Sankhya Karika. If you remember, there it was explained that
रजस और तमस है,
in every object there is sattva, rajas and tamas.
शक्ति होती है,
So rajas brings attachment,
तमस से द्वेष होता है,
tamas brings dvesh, and sattva
निष्पक्षता आती है।
brings neutrality.
कहते हैं कि जिस स्त्री को
So there
पसंद करता है,
Sankhya Karika explains,
पहले उन्होंने उदाहरण दिया कि
first he gives the example that suppose there is a young woman
उसका पति
and
उसको प्रेम करता है,
her husband likes her,
उसमें वो आनंद का कारण बनती है,
and then she becomes a cause for happiness.
का कारण बनती है,
But if some other person is attached to her, she becomes a cause of distress for him.
का कारण बनी।
But for the same husband also, meaning
वही दुख
what is a cause for happiness, that same thing also becomes the cause for distress.
आपको इस समय सुख दे रही है, वो
Because what is giving you happiness now, it is because you are seeing something good in that.
समय बाद जब आप
And but after some time, when your bhava will change,
जो बदलता है कि
and that changes because the gunas keep changing, so then that same person will appear to you as your enemy.
शत्रु बन जाते हैं।
So friends become enemies.
साथ में बैठकर आपने बहुत आनंद लिया, बहुत
Those friends with whom you enjoyed a lot, you did deep discussions, you revealed your heart to them,
लगते हैं कि
they only start appearing to you as if you do not want to even see their face.
उसी वस्तु
So
से होता है। आप एक खाना
it happens in the same object only.
का पसंद का भोजन
You like some food
खाए जाएं
and you continue eating,
भर जाता है,
and then your stomach is full. When you give the same item to you, you say, now I don't want. Now that same item, you don't want that. And if it is forcefully fed to you, you will start vomiting.
भोजन को आपको देखने
And then till 1 week, you will not even like to see that particular item of food.
हो जाएंगे।
So you will have dvesh for that same item itself.
प्रश्न है बाबा जी कि एक
Question,
साधक अपने संस्कारों
how does a sadhak remove the samskaras?
मतलब है उसको
So getting rid of samskaras means
छोड़ना है, यानी कि
you have to,
उस पर एक्ट नहीं करना, जो
you should
संस्कार
not
हैं,
work on those
संस्कार आपके मन
samskaras.
में इच्छा पैदा करते हैं,
Samskaras
इच्छा
lead to
पैदा
desires, and then
काम नहीं करना, उसको
you should
पूरा
not
नहीं
act on those desires.
करना, और उससे विरोधी क्रियाएं करनी है,
And you have to
वो संस्कार
work on, do the opposite, so that those samskaras become weak,
अंदर बैठे हुए हैं,
because samskaras are lying within.
पोषण नहीं करना है,
So you should not nourish those samskaras.
क्रिया करते हैं तो वो संस्कार का पोषण
So
होता है,
samskaras will lead to desires, and then
उसको
you should not try to nourish those desires.
दूसरा दूसरी जो अच्छी क्रियाएं हैं, जो उसके विरोधी क्रियाएं हैं,
You should, the other good activities, you should perform those good activities.
पुरुषोत्तम जी कृपया अपना प्रश्न पूछें।
तो मेरा प्रश्न है कि आपने जो बताया महाभाव की व्याख्या की योग्य व्यक्ति, क्या आप उससे थोड़ा कुछ विस्तार से बता सकेंगे योग्य व्यक्ति व्याख्या कैसे की है?
So can you explain, when you explained Mahabahu as a qualified, capable person, can you explain how Mahabahu means a qualified or capable person?
हाँ, महाबाहु का मतलब होता है जिसकी बड़ी
Answer: Mahabahu means one who has big, long arms,
होता है कि वो शक्तिशाली व्यक्ति
and that in the implication is that he is a powerful person, meaning he has lot of energy to perform action. Whom do you call qualified or capable? One who is qualified or capable to do that activity, has the energy.
नवीन जी कृपया अपना प्रश्न पूछें।
तो बाबा जी, सो बिना फल का
So,
सिद्धि से
question:
कर्म करने का कोशिश कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन अगर फल पे
if I
कोई
can
कर्म में विजय पाने
try
के
to
बाद
work
हम
without
फल पाने के बाद
attachment to the
हम
fruit,
संतुष्ट
but
रह
when
सकते हैं, और वो
we
सोचते
get
हैं
the
कि
fruit,
करना चाहिए,
then should we
ऐसा
become
कैसे
satisfied by that fruit, or
करना
no?
चाहिए?
What should be the feeling after we get the result?
संतुष्ट से अब पता नहीं आपका क्या मतलब है, क्योंकि
So, answer: I do not know what you mean by being satisfied,
ये है कि हम
because when we do some activity,
जो है वो आध्यात्मिक
first point is that
चाहते हैं,
we want spiritual progress.
मैंने कहा कि उसमें
And on spiritual subject, I said that
फल मिल
I did not say that you should not have any desire. So in the spiritual path also, you will have some satisfaction, some happiness. I am talking about material result.
संतुष्ट होना है ना असंतुष्ट होना है,
So in material result, neither should I be satisfied nor be dissatisfied.
और वही द्वंद्व है।
And then that there will be otherwise there will be duality.
प्रश्न है बाबा जी कि
Question: last time you mentioned that in Kali Yuga sannyas is forbidden.
तो जो कल
So what is the destination of people who take sannyas in Kali Yuga?
मेरे से क्यों पूछना है?
So answer: you should ask this question to them only.
आप मेरे से क्यों पूछ
When if they are taking sannyas, what will be their destination? You should ask them only, not to me.
विनीताई जी कृपया अपना प्रश्न पूछें।
धन्यवाद, प्रणाम महाराज जी। महाराज जी, जैसे इसमें कर्म के बारे में, तो आजकल के परिवेश में जैसे
So question: you spoke about karma. So in today's situation,
पूर्णतः भक्ति मार्ग के अधिकारी और इस प्रकार का वैराग्य हमारे मन में नहीं है, लेकिन बार बार यही प्रश्न आता है कि समाज में जो परिवेश है, व्यवस्था
the
तो नहीं
question
है।
comes up that in society there is no proper setup of varnashram. So the question arises that what I am doing, is it my swadharma or no? Like for brahmanas, there is brahman activity. We don't see like that.
फिर आज के परिवेश में भी इसको हम कैसे देखेंगे?
In today's situation, how do we understand that what I have to do, is it ordained for me? So answer: first of all, you have to understand your own swabhav.
ये सबसे प्रथम
Is the first point,
कदम है,
first step.
और जब आपको आपका स्वभाव पता चल गया,
And when you have understood your swabhava, which is by sattva, rajas, tamas, some mixture of that, then you have to see that in today's situation,
रूप क्या कार्य हैं, क्योंकि
what activities can be done according to that swabhava.
कराना
So today also there are activities which are related to, let's say, sattva, like teaching,
कार्य हैं जो
or activities in rajas, in tamas.
तो फिर उसके अनुरूप आप ढूंढिए आज के समाज परिवेश
So
में
then,
कैसे
according to, first find your swabhava, understand that, and then
क्या
find the
कार्य
activities
करोगे तो वो
according to that
अनुकूल
swabhava.
रहेगा।
So if you act according to swabhava, it will be favorable to you,
करना है
and ultimately our goal is to obtain bhakti. So whatever you do according to your swabhava, you should do it
कर रहे हैं उसको हम
as bhakti,
नहीं कर रहे हैं।
because nowadays people are just working for money, not for dharma. Earlier Brahmanas did not do anything for money.
था पैसे के लिए कुछ भी करना, क्षत्रिय
It was forbidden for them to do anything for getting money.
करके छीनते थे, वैसे कोई नौकरी थोड़ी करते थे।
Kshatriyas never did work for salary.
प्रजा रक्षा का
Their dharma was to protect the
पालन करते हैं, उसी प्रकार ब्राह्मण का
subjects in the
तो वो तो
kingdom,
आज
the
की
praja.
स्थिति है कि आपका
So
कोई भी
today
इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, आपको
that is not the case.
के लिए करना है।
Your swabhava today doesn't matter. Whatever you do for money. Whether you are doing brahmanical work or kshatriya work, whatever you do it for money. This is clear. Without money, nobody is doing anything. You can't do because society is only like that.
की प्रधानता है,
Society is money oriented today. So what you have to do is,
नौकरी कर
you have to see whatever I'm doing, you will be either doing some job or some your business, whether you do some business according to your swabhava or you work under somebody else.
तो उसको यही करना है कि ये इसलिए कर रहा हूँ ताकि
So you just have to do it with the mentality that I can survive by doing this work, my family can survive by this work.
ग्रस्त हूँ या मैं शादीशुदा नहीं हूँ तो माँ बाप हैं जिसकी भी, उसके लिए मेरे को अर्थ
Whatever your situation,
के मैं अपनी सेवा
you need some money, and by doing this you can also do seva to Bhagavan.
अलग दृष्टि से नहीं देखना है।
Then you do not have to and see this from a different angle, that this is karma, this is sadhana.
उसमें एकता लानी है।
You have to bring oneness in that, in both.
आज की स्थिति में तो यही किया जा सकता है
So in today's situation you can do this only.
कि मेरा स्वभाव
Mainly you have to see what is your swabhava, what is your interest,
कार्य कीजिए,
and then accordingly you work.
ना फिर भक्ति से ही।
But you have to connect that with bhakti only,
हम जो है वो कर्मयोगी तो है नहीं,
because we are not karma yogis, our path is of bhakti.
तो हमारा तो संबंध भक्ति से है।
So we are related with bhakti.
बाबा जी एक प्रश्न है, क्या
Question: Are Sankhya Yoga, Karma Sannyas Yoga and Gyan Yoga interchangeable terminologies? If yes, does the author use these terminologies based on context to convey a specific meaning?
हाँ जी, दोनों का उत्तर है हाँ मैं ही।
I'm wondering if this detachment is ultimately meant to discourage ambition or
Discover
discourage ambition.
ambition.
Yeah, discourage it. Or whether they can both exist in the same space where one is ambitious, but in the pursuit of their ambition, they are maintaining a sense of detachment.
तो ये समझना है यहाँ पे यही
So you have to understand that
मार्ग और
this
मार्ग,
there is sannyas path and karma, path of karma. This is the difference.
काम कर्म और भक्ति एक साथ समझ लीजिए,
Nishkam bhakti you can understand together.
या निष्काम कर्म योग।
So one is sannyas and the other is bhakti and nishkam karma yoga. This is the difference. As I gave the example that it is raining outside. So one is that you don't want to go out
यानी कि आप अपनी
with due to the risk of becoming wet. You remain inside, means you are not using your energy. And the other is that I have to work, I have energy,
रक्षा करूँ,
but I may get wet, so I will keep myself protected.
जो निष्काम का
So
का मार्ग है,
the path of nishkam karma yoga
भक्ति योग का मार्ग है,
and or the bhakti yoga,
इस सिद्धांत पर आधारित है कि
both are based on this siddhanta that Bhagavan has given us some shakti to do work, to get knowledge,
प्रेम करने की
to love.
शक्ति का उपयोग हमको भगवान के लिए,
So that energy should be used for Bhagavan,
इस शरीर के लिए,
not for this body.
इतना ही अंतर है। तो इसलिए आपके
This is the difference. So you have ambition within, you engage the ambition in bhakti, then only you will become enthusiastic. Like Sri Rupa Goswami says, utsaha,
धैर्य
the enthusiasm, determination, patience.
जो भक्ति के अंगों के कर्म है उनमें लगाइए। तो यहाँ
So you have to use that energy in the angas of bhakti. So bhakti is not the path of sannyas where you have to suppress your desires. Here you have to engage them in bhakti. So our energy
सेवा में लगाना है,
has to be engaged in
किसी भी प्रकार की शक्ति,
seva,
चाहे वो संगीत की शक्ति
whatever energy it is, whether it is of music or art. You may have expertise in any field, whether it is cooking or drawing, painting, whatever you know, you engage that in seva.
के अंदर कुछ ना कुछ योग्यता है,
Every person has some skills, capabilities. So
हमें दबाना नहीं है।
we do not have to suppress that. We have to engage that in seva.
ठीक है, प्रार्थना श्लोक। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनंदनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर भोक्ता दुग्धम गीतामृतम महत् एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्र गीतम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव एको मंत्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यात् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर् ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांघ्रये भवे भवे यथा भक्तिः पादयोस्तव जायते तथा कुरुष्व देवेश नाथस्त्वं नो यतः प्रभो नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपाप प्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनस्तं नमामि हरिं परम्। हरि ओम तत्सत्।